Good evening, wonderful family. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you for always stopping by. In today's video, I want to talk about why women find it difficult to conceive, the things that can cause delay for a woman to conceive, and a possible way for you to conceive by the special grace of God. But in case you're tuning in for the first time, you're highly welcome. Please kindly hit the red subscribe button to make yourself a full member of this family. Like my videos, share my videos, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. I really appreciate. May God Almighty continue to bless you in all you do. Now, there are so many factors that can make a woman to find it difficult to conceive. Number one of them, I want to start with the spiritual aspect of it before I go to the medical aspect of it. This is a spiritual channel, so I will talk about the spiritual and the physical or medical aspect of it. Number one of it is if you have a spiritual husband. Yes, if you have a spiritual husband, you may find it difficult to conceive, because that your spiritual husband may not want you to enjoy your marriage in real life. That is why some people, once they settle their spiritual husband, you see them, they will take in immediately. Yes, somebody shared that. What prompted me to make this video? Somebody shared her testimony with me last week. She called me on phone. She's outside the country. Anyway, we talked about settling spiritual spouse, which she eventually did around September. I even forgotten about the case. She had been married for 11 years without a child. So she said she took him, but she wanted to be sure because she had never conceived in her life. She wanted to be sure before she would tell me about the testimony. She called me last week that she checked, that she wants to go to the hospital. She doesn't want to take with the normal strip we women usually use, and it was positive. That is why she called me again yesterday. So that is why I'm sharing the good news to you, and I want to tell you some of the things you can do, okay, on what delays a pregnancy. Now, when people overlook this spiritual spouse, that is one of the major factors that delays so many women for conception. Another spiritual aspect is cause. When you're battling with a cause, maybe an ancestral cause. There are some families that they always, maybe the forefathers laid the curse on them, unknowing to them that it's going to affect these children, that their female children will marry without having children. You see, all of them from that family will get married and they will not be able to conceive, except some of them that is wise to go and break the curse, and you see them doing well in their marriages. Another two is abortion. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm speaking as a spiritualist to tell you the things that can delay your conception. If you know you've done abortion in the past, there are cleansings you can do to ask God for forgiveness. Yes, and to ask that unborn child that you killed innocently, okay, or ignorantly, let me use that word, to forgive you, so that that child can open ways for you. This is the spiritual aspect of it. Another thing that can cause this delay in conception spiritually is the things you say with your mouth. There are some people say, I don't want to spoil my shape, oh, I want to remain like this, I want to remain figure eight. And you get married, you see it coming to pass. If you take it, you spoil your shape. Yes, I used to be a very slim person before I got married. There are some people that don't want to spoil their shape, so the devil will equally use that thing to hold you. Say, if you carry a baby now, you spoil your shape, your breast will no longer be fine. So why trying to conceive? And you see it working in, coming to pass in your life. So mind the way you talk, mind the way you pronounce negative words on yourself. Okay? There are many, but I don't want this video to be long. Let me now go to the physical or medical aspect of it. Number one is fibroid. There are women that have fibroid without their knowledge. Maybe their stomach is still flat. They won't know because of the size of the fibroid. Okay? Yeah, there are some fibroid that are being caused spiritually. Yes, even if you go for operation, the thing will still regrow until you get tired of going on to the theater. Okay? Then another one is hormonal imbalance. That one is a killer on its own. As a woman, you don't even know when you ovulate, you don't know when your period comes, you don't know anything about your cycle. These are one of the things. Or your prolactin is high. You're not pregnant, you're not breastfeeding a child, you see milk coming out from your breast that you think is normal. This is high prolactin, and even if you have it from now to next day, you cannot conceive unless you go to the hospital. They will give you some drugs to balance your hormones, or that prolactin that is high. Another thing is some people that have done abortion in the past, maybe it's not properly done, you went to a quack, or there are some things that blocked your tubes, your two fallopian tubes are blocked, you cannot conceive. But if one is blocked, by the grace of God, you might conceive. So whenever you're having a problem in conception, always go to the hospital. No, that is why when you come to me, ask if you've gone to the hospital. And if you say yes, I want to know what the doctors tell you. Some people, they don't have womb, and they will still be, always be truthful to yourself. You cannot, if you lie to me, you're still delaying yourself. Yes. So when you go to the hospital, when the doctors check and see that you're medically okay, then that is when I will now know how to help you spiritually. But when you are not medically okay, it takes the grace of God for you to conceive. Put me anywhere. Yes, there is, God does miracle, a lot of miracles. But make sure you go to the hospital, because the physical God we see is the doctors. Once you go to the hospital and they certify you okay, that nothing is wrong with you, then we cannot battle it spiritually, because so many people are wicked. Some people have gone to tie their fellow human being womb so that they will not conceive. Okay, now I want to show you how you can treat fibroid with natural remedies, how you can treat infection. That is another cause of delay in conception medically. If you have infection, no matter how small the infection is, make sure you treat it. Go to a good hospital, they will diagnose you, give you drugs, you'll be fine. Okay, now for infection, this is my potash. It's called akamu in my language. Potash, you can google it, because some people come and ask what is potash. Please google it to know what it's called in your local dialect. Okay, we use it in my place to prepare this African salad. Yes, we use it to soften hard food like beans, pomo, and all those things. That is what we use this potash to do when we are cooking. Then for you to use it to treat infection and to shrink fibroid, get your lime, a good number of lime, pour it into a Ragolis container, maybe a container like this kind of container, or a bigger one. Buy enough lime. Don't buy the one they squeezed already in the market. That one is not hygienic enough. Buy by yourself, squeeze out the lime, extract the juice, then add a good number of this potash inside that lime. Drink it first thing in the morning and last night. It's going to purge you, so drink it when you know you'll be in the house. Okay, it's going to purge you, but you see it's shrinking that fibroid by the grace of God, and it's quite good for infection. Okay, now another way you can use to treat infection and fibroid naturally, this is my ginger. If you don't have the powdered one, you can use the normal one, this type, the fresh one. Okay, then another thing you'll be needing is turmeric. You can use the fresh one or the powdered. I don't have the fresh turmeric in the house, that's why I brought the powdered one. Then this is my negro pepper. It's called oda in Igbo. You can google it, negro pepper, to know what it's called in your local dialect. Then another thing you'll be adding is your garlic. You're going to add a good number of it. Boil water, or even if you don't want to boil water, soak it and let it stay for 48 hours. Then start taking it from the third day. Half tumbler in the morning, half tumbler in the night. Take it a week to your menses. Start from when you a week to your menses and finish it when your menses stops. Then after that, don't take it during your ovulation. Start from a week to when you see your period, and make sure you finish it immediately your period stop. You stop taking it. Okay, yes, by the grace of God, it's going to flush whatever and shrink that fibroid that is disturbing you. It's going to help shrink it by the special grace of God. You will see it falling out by the special grace of God. But once the size of fibroid is too big, I will always suggest to go for a surgery. But when it is maybe 2 cm, 3 cm, 1 cm, it cannot stop you from conceiving. You can take these natural remedies to dry it off. Okay, now there is another thing I wanted to show you, but because of this video, I don't want it to be long. If you want me to make the part 2, I will make it. That is what I recommend for so many people, and it has worked for them. So I want to show us in the next video if you want the part 2. Thank you for watching the video, and see you in my next video. Good night.